A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Good evening, A2D family. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Friday night. Can't thank you enough for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory Live with your hosts, Jimmy Smith and Jake Friel. And of course, tonight we are joined by Mr. No Notes himself, Tom Arnone. So thank you for joining us, Tom. Greatly appreciated. Now, tonight's show is brought to you by Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. You can find him in the Cherry Hill, Princeton, and the Burlington locations in New Jersey. You can also find them at specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Also, check out our gutter guys at Ambuck Services. That's Ambuck, AMBUCK, services.com. They are the gutter and deck experts of South Jersey. Give them a call at 856-879-5530. That's Ambuck Services. And also check out all of our A2D gear at PhillyDrinkers.com, Philly Drinkers LLC. You can find them all over social media. Definitely check out those guys. They have lots of great stuff. Anything from shirts, hats, anything you could think of, they have it. Cups. It's awesome, guys. Check it out. Now, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Been pumped up. We were pumped up last Friday. We had football. Guys throwing on pads. We were excited. Yeah, woo! All right, Eagles football's back in the house. 16 days away. Getting pumped up. And then what happens? Andre Dillard. I'm trying, man. Trying to throw you some love. Trying to have your back. And what happens? You go ahead, Mr. He-Man, gaining 20 pounds of muscle and doing whatever. Yeah, well, you got to play a little differently when you add that muscle. What does he do? Gets himself a torn bicep. Not saying that he went out and did that. That's his fault. Like he wanted to do it, but son of a, we needed someone to step up and be our left tackle, and he was the guy. Gentlemen, I would love to hear your thoughts about Andre Dillard. Tom, you felt pretty strongly right before we started. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this situation right now. And, hey, you and I were someone that couldn't stop talking about JP coming back, so at least we have that, right? Let's hear it, Tom. And by the way, thank you again for coming on, brother.
Listen, appreciate it right back. You know, people helping people. So I just love that phrase. But Andre Dillard not helping anybody, and goes back to this looks like a bad pick. I mean, I hate to say it looks like a bad pick. Mm-hmm. You know, this is the year where you're already out. You lose Brooks for the year, so you bring JP back, and the talks of playing right guard, which you know is what it is. I mean, I wasn't really sold on him playing right guard, but I really wanted him back, and I know you did, Jimmy, and I know Jake talked. We all talked about it for a while that we wanted him back at least as an insurance policy for softness. And I'm not going to blame an injury on softness because guys get hurt. But when tears are shed, maybe a year before, I tend to then lean towards semi-softness. And now we're talking about a first-round pick, a bookend left tackle, a blindside guy for your franchise quarterback who we want to stay upright. And guess what? Now he's out. Now he's out for the year. So now you get 2 years where you won't see him the third year essentially, and that's a first-round pick. I mean, now granted, year two isn't your fault, but it just goes back to this organization. I mean, I know injury rate in the NFL is 100%. It's got to be like 500% here. I mean, it's bigger. I mean, I feel like I follow every team. I follow the league. We all do. I never get this many alerts outside of Philly about numerous injuries to key players. Like, what is it? You fired the medical staff, right? This medical staff, what is it? Are the practices too physical? I mean, what is it that we get guys banged up, and not just guys we really need? So now we're down 2 of our starting linemen this year. Not a good look, boys. And that's my thoughts on it. Not a good look when I want to keep my quarterback upright. So, you know, 2020's already sucked. It's gotten a lot worse with this news because I wanted to, like with Jimmy and Jake, we wanted them to be good. We were praying, and we knew he could pass block well. And the conversation I was reading yesterday, can he run block, blah, blah, blah. Well, now we're not going to find out. So I guess you can't. I mean, I don't know when he got hurt. I would assume run blocking. I'm not taking a little jab, but I would assume run blocking. But either way, here we are. What do? I have no clue.
Exactly.
No clue.
Didn't mean to exclude you there, Jake. You were definitely in the conversation with that. But, one of my first shows here, I just remember that was the topic. That was literally, I think, the first show we talked about. Is it a smart move to bring JP back? But, yes, you were definitely on board with that because look at what happens. We talked about not only him being soft, but the injuries that could occur with this shortened training camp. Now, I saw in the comments there, what's up to everybody that said what's up. Sorry, I didn't catch everybody's names. Tim and Mike and everybody. Appreciate you guys tuning in. But, I saw somebody like, how you tear something in training camp, going too hard when you're soft. So maybe that's how, run blocking, like Tom said. So honestly, it comes back to, if you were already being questioned, here we are. Now you're hurt, out for the season. We're down 2 linemen. And if you look at it, when you talk about as a whole, Hargrave, yeah, he should be ready week 1. Miles Sanders too. Well, we're just being precautious. Derek Barnett, we don't know. Son of a bitch. Sure, like you said, every team going 100%. Big chance to get it 500 here, maybe 1,000. It's bullshit because I tried it. Made a video about the great changes we made. Coaching staff, medical staff. Well, maybe it's not that. Maybe like Tom said, maybe it's the practices. Maybe who knows what the hell you're doing, but you need to figure it out. So, Jake, I'd love to hear your thoughts because I'm pretty damn pissed off about it.
Jake, yeah, sipping a tea with the comment, like sipping a tea.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that. But, I mean, at this point, our bed's already made, Jimmy. We just have to sit in it. I mean, could Howie make a move? Possibly. I don't think so. At this point, Jimmy, to be honest with you, I think you might have to challenge your depth a little bit because we all know Jason Peters is 37. He's a Hall of Fame left tackle, but again, he can't stay healthy. It's just a bunch of things where why is it never easy for us? Like all these other teams, like everyone comes in the season like minorly hurt, like no major injuries on their end, but always with us, there's always something major, something drastic that happens. So I don't know. I mean, we drafted 2 linemen in the draft this year. Maybe we might see Prince Tega Winogo. I think that's how you pronounce your name. If I got it wrong, I apologize. Right. But maybe we see him. I don't know. It's just, I mean, right now your offensive line is Jason Peters, Isaac Seumalo, Jason Kelsey, Matt Pryor, and Lane Johnson. So, I mean, it's not terrible if these guys can stay healthy, but obviously history's shown just Jason Peters, if you isolate Jason Peters, can't stay healthy. So you're gonna see the depth this year. So the offensive line coach is gonna have his work cut out for him this year. So we'll see. I'm optimistic, but again, you're losing a young kid who has a lot of promise, and right now, like Tom said, it's not looking good. It's just not looking good.
No, I mean, hey Howie, mm-hmm. You again.
And that's something we're going to talk about because, and I'm glad we kind of just stuck to that topic because then we can lead into that, and that's why I love having you two on. Definitely hit the points where it needs to be. And, you hit exactly what we need to talk about. The depth. Matt Pryor is the guy, to the question there, just like Jake said right there, I think he's the right guard. It's something we had talked about when Brooks originally went out. We didn't have Jason Peters. So, yeah, that's fine and dandy. But who's going to play that swing tackle? Mylata has been real up and down, iffy as hell. That's right, Victoria. We are big animated.
Who would have played that swing tackle? Who would have played that swing tackle? You let him.
Please God, don't make him play that swing tackle.
No, you Big V, you let him go. You walk out the door when I told you this all season. Listen, maybe we should probably be bringing all these guys back. We haven't had.
I thought you were saying my last truth, Tom, bringing the damn truth. Exactly right. We talk about Big V, what a big loss that was. Now, sure, maybe we wouldn't have given him that much money, but to see him go was rough. Talked about this being an issue, figured out in the draft. Now, Jake talked about 2 people we drafted, 2 guys that played left tackle and right tackle. One guy that we talk about could possibly play guard at Driscoll, but, I mean, the depth is scary as hell. Mylata, you do not want to see him playing swing tackle. He's still up and down. You got, like you said, Prince and Jack, and then you had the undrafted guys, Julian Good-Jones and Luke Uriga. Woo! Now, Jake said about bringing somebody in. Now, that's going to be the next question. It's the poll. Do we bring in somebody else? Because this depth is scary as hell. There's not much out there. One name I was intrigued by, someone that never panned out as a first-round pick 8 overall, I think, Glenn Robinson. Didn't work out for the Rams, then he went to the Browns, but maybe somebody just at least, he's 27 at least. The rest of the guys out there are old as hell, and you're really just looking for some depth here and praying to God you don't need them. But with our injuries, son of a... So what do you guys think about the pool?
Go ahead, Jake.
With me, I agree to the poll. They should bring somebody in, but knowing Howie Roseman, is he going to? Probably not. Because he'll have
Tucker.
Yeah. I don't know, Jimmy. I mean, just knowing how this franchise is and how Howie Roseman is, he's like, well, we're confident in our personnel staff, and I think we're fine. There, we looked around, we shopped around a little bit. He uses like those fancy words in there, right? So it's just like, yeah, we're fine right now. I think our personnel is good. I did my research. I put some numbers together, and I think we're fine. So that being said, like I said, I think our bed's made, and we just have to sit in it right now. Unfortunately,
Would love a couple protests out of them just to like nobody practice. You know what I mean? Like, can we just shut down practice for a week or two for the Eagles? This is like, we'll be ready game day. You know what I mean? Like we can't get anybody hurt. We can't get anybody hurt.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's the worst.
There's two reasons.
Talk about preseason.
There's two reasons why we'll back you. One, we support you, and two, we don't want you getting hurt. So there's two reasons we'll back you here. So love to have you just take a week or two down. We'll see you opening day. I mean, because this is just bad. I mean, Peters has a history of being hurt. Does he get hurt again? Like you said, I like the guy you talked about before, but former first-round pick, bounced around. Would he bring depth? Sure, but why is he bounced around? Why couldn't he ever figure it out? But you have to go to war with Peters there, and you just gotta pray. But he's a guy who's banged up all the time. So who is it? One of these late round picks? Is Driscoll going out there? I mean, who's going out to play left tackle if he gets banged up? If somebody brings up Mulata again, I might back somebody. You know what I mean? So who? I mean, this is why you had to bring Peters back. Thank God we have him. And Matt Pryor, who started in this league before, I'm comfortable enough with. Like Jake said, not terrible line, not the best, but not terrible. I mean, you still got two Pro Bowl caliber guys on there with Kelsey and Lane, and then Peters is still. He's a Hall of Fame tackle, a little long in the tooth, but still extremely serviceable when he's on the field. So I'm good with it right now. Now, who do you bring in? I don't know. I mean, that's where you got to bring in you might bring in a vet minimum guy, something like that. I mean, that's all I see. It's going to be nothing special. Left tackles aren't out there anyway. If you're any good, you're on a roster or you're in camp somewhere. So now the Jake's point, Howie's going to say that because nobody's out there for him to sign. So now he's got to go to war with what he has. So here we are.
That's the truth. And this is what pisses us off, We make video week after week talking about, should have in the draft got this guy, but instead you want to pick Jalen Hurts. And we could sit here and talk about linebackers, running backs, but one of the things we talked about was the offensive line. And I can't stress it enough how much we needed to care even before these guys got hurt. So the fact that now they're getting hurt is just the biggest smack in the face. I loved the impression of Howie, Jake, because he is a little shit. And, he's always trying to bang us, we'll say, as Tom's drink. Always trying to mess with us.
Yeah, mind fuck us. I mean, we know what he's going to do.
That guy, he's a little shit stain. And it pisses me off. And he's great with numbers and all that. But when it comes to the draft, getting pissed off. And, I was happy with the Rieger pick. That's great. We're happy with the receivers. Yeah, they're looking good. But if you can't block for Carson Wentz, like the comment that I believe maybe Spence said it a little bit ago. He's going to be running for his life, Carson Wentz, that is. Maybe it was Tristan. I apologize. Yeah, Carson's probably going to be running for his life. That's scary. But think about it this way, man. If they're healthy, you have JP and Lane. And honestly, maybe half the people thought JP was the guy that needed to play over there anyway. Truthfully, if I'm going to be honest with you, I was scared shitless to have Jason Peters at right guard. I honestly was like, he's getting hurt first week. First week, this dude is tearing something out for the season, learning a new position. He's going to tear something, the whole muscle memory. We talked about it week in, week out. It's probably the best for him to go back to left tackle, but it's not good. Charles here says, Chucks, my man, agreed to bringing in a vet offensive lineman. Yeah, not start. Exactly. And that's what Tom and Jake were just saying. And, you know, I 100% agree. Don, Larry Warford's a great pick. But honestly, right guard is at least something we can move guys around at least Driscoll, I feel more comfortable there. Left tackle, like Tom said, look at the people out there. Glenn Robinson, oh, yeah, sure. Oh, started 15 games. Yeah, they got rid of him, and no one has signed him. The guy's been moving around for a reason. So, yeah, you didn't make a move. And now here you sit with your thumb up your ass and no left tackle. Jordan Mailata, you're shitting me. If he plays left tackle, I'm done. I can't. I will lose my mind and might as well just consider Carson done. You might as well put Jalen Hurts in because Carson is dead if that's the case. And you better pray that Prince Tega Winogo is that steal we thought he would be. But let's get real with ourselves. The guy has not played a single snap. So I will lose my mind if he has to start. Bring somebody in, please.
And a late pick. And a late pick. Like, it's not like Prince is like an early pick.
Yeah.
So now we got to expect
a lot to learn.
But I mean, I agree with what Chuck was saying. I agree with you guys saying. I mean, our line's fine if healthy. It's serviceable. Yeah. It'll get done, but man, there's nothing behind it now that you trust or know. You know what I mean? That's where we're at now, and I don't know what's out there that you really trust.
Yep, like you said, they're all guys that are nobodies.
You gotta hope some guys get cut. You know, some casualties, some money casualties, maybe.
I'd love to say a trade, but
well, that's the only thing Howie does well. So I mean, I'll give him that. It's the only thing he ever does well.
It's true. I mean, that J.J. pick, I remember sitting there like, holy shit. Because that offseason, he had already added, Alshon and Torrey to the offense. I was like, okay, he's adding weapons. This is how you win a Super Bowl. Now, what's happened since then? Like, we're just arrogant. Like, we got Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz. We're good. Like, you got to be able to block first and foremost. Like, you got to be shitting me. And Don, yeah, man. Like, all my buddies, no matter who you are a fan of, you have to admit, this is ridiculous. I mean, I've been an Eagles fan all my life, but these last, 4-5 years, dear God. Like, I'm not even using it as an excuse, but the fact that I have to sit there and be like, well, this guy's out, this guy's out, it decimates our team, man. I'm tired of it.
I mean, this is what he does. He drafts guys to be sideshow water boys.
Yeah.
Rugby guys to come and play left tackle in the National Football League. Grow up. Don't try to reinvent a wheel. Don't try to be the smartest guy in the goddamn room. Go give me a left tackle from an SEC school, okay? Go give me a tackle from Big Ten school. Grow up. Or go give me a tackle from goddamn Australia, okay? Or whatever the hell he's from.
Track stars, Army guys.
No disrespect to my Australian brothers, but I ain't going to the rugby circuit for freaking left tackles. Okay, that's not where I'm going. I'm going to go to a big-time powerhouse school and try to find one. Yeah. Freaking joke.
He's getting too pretty with these picks. I agree with you. I feel like he takes half of these to, and I wasn't taking any kind of shot at anyone in the Army or anything like that, but just saying, he always wants to make those fancy picks where, I'm bringing a guy from the Olympics or a track star. An Olympic skier. Remember Chad Hall? You shitting me? 4'3". No, he wasn't really. But literally, it's like, come on, give me a fuck. Now, I mean, there's so many people.
I forgot about the Olympic skier.
Yeah, dude, give me a break.
That's an issue.
And I mean, I understand, you want to get tricky stuff, but now you're seeing it spread because now they're giving him more rope. Go ahead, So now what you're seeing as a result of this bullshit, you reap what you sow. Second round fucking quarterback factory. Instead of a center, instead of a Cushionberry, instead of a tackle, somebody that you could grow for the future, you take a quarterback that you just signed your quarterback for the future to 100. Yeah, that makes sense. So I'll probably be pissed about that for a very long time. So sorry if I keep bringing it back. Hey, I saw the comment. Yeah, exactly. I'll try to let it go. But
Jeremy Bloom.
Woo! That's who it was. Yep, he sucks.
Oh my God.
Just too much, man. Good call, Greg. I mean, and we've seen it over. The Eagles do this shit. It's not. And we just got a taste of the Super Bowl a few years ago. So now we're a little spoiled, but it's not about being spoiled, man. It's when you expect greatness and you've seen it and you know that this team can give you that. That's what we expect, man. And it goes from the players to the front office, man. So where we're taking shots at Howie, I believe they're all very much so. Every reason in the world we've given him, and every shot we've given him to make the right moves, and he keeps smacking us in the face. So until this draft or things pan out this year, dude, you are really on the hot seat for me, and I'm really Because like Tom said a great point at the beginning of this video. If you guys missed it, Donald Penn. Woo. But you're right, Philly.
Trying to get fought in the parking lot. Donald Penn's your guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Fans, you want him to fight fans in the parking lot. He brought
that's right.
More energy after one game than he brought for 16 for the Raiders. So this Donald Penn, enjoy a long off season. All right, buddy.
Truth. And I was looking at the names out there, and it's like I saw him, and it's like really. Valdier's out there too. I mean, there's a couple names, but it's like, no thanks. I think I'm gonna pass on that. So we get a smack in the face there. It's not good. We talk about Howie. We talk about whatever. I mean, at this point, it is what it is. But like Jake and Tom just said, it's good. It's a good line. It's decent enough where I feel semi-comfortable. It's just if we're already getting hurt and that fucking season hasn't even begun, what do you think is coming when we're playing 60 minutes of football? Like, these guys haven't had any time to knock rust off. We're seeing what happens in a short amount of time at training camp, where they've had one scrimmage, which lasted like an hour, and it was embarrassing that like, I know they're going hard. It's like, yeah, they're going to get real hard when they get, I'm scared, guys. And, every team's going through this, so it's not like, but I'm scared because of these kind of injuries. It's something we've talked about every week. So we gotta, you look at, it's funny, Tom, we haven't had you on in a couple weeks. I know you're a busy man with the kids, loving what you're doing there, the baseball, everything, man. Well, what we were talking about lately is how you and I had a nice little video together about running backs. And what if Miles Sanders happens to get banged up? Oh, well, Miles Sanders gets banged up, man, and Boston Scott gets banged up, and both of them were sitting out. And we got to see Elijah Holyfield and Mike Warren and Killins and woohoo, son of a bitch. All I'm thinking is, I told you, I knew it. And he's fine. He just has to sit out all of training camp. How do you feel about that, Tom? Let me know your thoughts on. Now he's not getting the reps. I mean, we all expect big things from him, but what's your thoughts on this?
I mean, I don't want to be telling any of the teams I root for, I told you so. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ever want to be in the business. I told you so. But I mean, this is another shot at this organization for something we all could see, and it happens all around the league. Like, so now, if your starter's out, who's your backup? So you're going to rely on Boston Scott, the carrier load for you, essentially. Well, right there should have been your first sign to go out and address it somewhere, and they didn't. And now they get caught with their pants down again. And this is continues to be Howie Roseman. So now as of right now, what are you really putting around your quarterback? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You helping him out in the run game with what, Corey Clement? Yeah, you helping him out at left tackle with 39-year-old Jason Peters, or 40 or 42. I don't even know anymore. So what are you doing? What are you doing? Now, I'm glad Peters is back, but I didn't want him to have to come back and start. I wanted him to be back in a role where, he just made us deeper.
Yeah.
And, that's not the case. But the Miles Sanders situation, it's definitely concerning. I mean, I don't really care about the miss of reps as much as you're banged up already. Mm-hmm. And then are other running backs banged up too? So, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Practice squad guys. People are going to tell me Elijah Holyfield, grow up. Killins, I like him, but can we stop? Like, now he's carrying the ball 20 times in the NFL.
That's the thing. Yeah. And you're supposed to get excited about these guys in their future when you see this stuff. It's practice. You'd rather see positive than negative. And I think people get way. And that's been the topic the last couple of weeks. Way too carried away, guys. Losing your shit over one fucking video.
Guys will let them sleep with their girlfriends. You know what I mean?
T-shirt. It's nuts, dude. And it is. And it's like, look, man, you got to take grain of salt talk, right? We should just call this show Grain of Salt, right? Because people need to take everything with an effing grain of salt, because it's like, look, man, we want to be happy for these guys, but you can't, because of this play, don't turn it around, share the video. They'd be like, he's starting! Who cares? Mike Warren run. It's like, yo, I told you Mike Warren would be great for the practice squad. Maybe if he's the fourth runner. Don't be out here talking shit about how this guy is the next, LeGarrette Blount. Like, timeout. So and I'm happy. You want Doug. Doug's not going to come out here and talk shit about these guys. Oh, yeah, Elijah Holyfield's doing great, working on his run blocking. Killins is looking good. Yeah, that's what we've talked about. He's a fast guy that should fit the system. But these guys are going to take a little time to actually develop. We don't even have a preseason, guys. Pump the effing brakes. Jake, what are your thoughts on this running back room now after seeing Miles Sanders get hurt, something we've been talking about for weeks? What's your thoughts on it, man?
Well, going back to your point earlier, Jimmy, talking about the second-round pick, me and Tommy, when we were live during the draft reaction show, we were talking about J.K. Dobbins was right there. J.K. Dobbins was right there. And then you saw that kick in the pants report a couple days after. Is that, yeah, the couple names that the Eagles were looking at were obviously Jalen Hurts and J.K. Dobbins. I'm like, oh, well, that would have helped. That would have helped.
It truly would have. How do you feel about it? If Miles, why even talk about it? Because we've talked about this. We are concerned. Absolutely. But and you could say more about it if you'd like.
I mean, it is what it is. You have a bunch of unproven guys. People are overhyping Corey Clement. I love Corey to death. I know his father well, but it's one of those things where. Are we really going to expect the magic of 2017 again from Corey? Is that what we're talking about? Like, oh, he looks explosive. He looks like the 2017 for him. Like, oh, really? Does he? Okay. I mean, if he does, for him. But yeah, exactly. Everyone gets overhyped during training camp, so I take all that with a grain of salt, like you said earlier. It's so overblown. You get all the beat reporters hyping up people over in training camp. Be like, oh, this guy made a catch. This undrafted guy made a one-handed grab. Wow.
Yep. And we talked, and Tom, I wish you could have been here a couple weeks ago. We had a show that literally started off and it was just like, please, for the love of God, calm down with the Deshaun Jackson, Darius Slay video. And that's how it all began. And then it was just like, we were making jokes the whole night because it's like, look, man, like I'm one of those people that actually enjoys watching practice. Like I like to break things down a lot more than most people because that's my thing. But I like to do that so I can give information about how someone's doing, whether they're looking like shit, we need to worry, whether something good's happening. And I also like to share that information with people. And my God, is that some of the biggest mistakes I make ever in my life? Because even if you're reporting it and tell people, all right, guys, calm down, it's just a catch, or this is why this happened, or, oh, they're either the happiest in the world or the most pissed off. You could talk about Arthega Whiteside doing good, and that's good because we'd rather hear he's doing good than bad. But some people, it's like, if he's doing bad, well, he's the worst player ever. If he's doing good, well, it's only practice, and he's the worst player ever. And it's like, oh, shit, like you can't win. So it's crazy, guys. Let's just all try to work together, come together, and try to realize that it's just practice. And that if you're seeing good, that's great, guys. That's great. We'd rather see that than bad. But let's wait until the season starts and see what we get. Because now we have a decimated offensive line. So these weapons are really going to need to step it up. And Miles Sanders needs to not be injured. And all of these effing things that we have continuously talked about. And I love that you guys always come back to J.K. Dobbins. And I always come back to Cushionberry because it's like, every week that we get further away from the videos we talked about it, the more closer we get to the reality of those things actually coming true. And like Tom said, I don't want to sit here and be like, that was right. It's just literally a glaring issue. And if I'm sitting here telling you, if me and Tom were laughing and Jake, we were all having a good time before the show talking about the Sixers, like, thank God. Tom was like, I'm not Elton Brand, because no, I don't want to be in these situations but sometimes there's situations where you're just like, all right, the reaction's beautiful from you guys, and I had the same. Like, actually, I was just more, I thought if I weren't live, I probably would have smashed everything in my room, but it was shocking. Like, so I felt the same way, and I don't think we'll be able to let it go because, like, every time I think about it, my head hurts, my heart hurts, and it's like we could have, and I don't like playing we could have, should have, and I hope the best for Hurts, but here we go again. Oh, now we're missing. It's only our left tackle, right? I mean, we try to sit here and talk. It's only our all-pro right guard, Brandon Brooks. Now it's just, and there, Tom said it. Is Jason Peters going to stay healthy all season? I mean, let's get real with ourselves, guys. He started, but did he finish the games? No, man. And he had like 9 false start penalties last year, so. I can't, dude. I can't deal with it. I hate having to talk about it. I really do. Yeah, Spence right here, chill guys, it's been 8 months. And that was the first thing Jake brought up during the video, the footwork. Like, come on, dude. And that drill is literally focused on receivers. Trust me, dude, it's going to look different when there's a pass rush or safeties. And I understand it was man coverage, but you have to understand that doesn't just mean, like, there's a whole lot that goes into football, guys. That's why we try to help and explain things, and not saying people don't understand things, but people really read into too much, man. Like, and it's ridiculous. And that you give power to people like we'll just say that letter, and I think you guys could finish the rest. But you give power to these reporters, and then they just throw trash. It's like someone just throwing shit on you, like, and you're just accepting it. Like, I can't allow that. And that's why I started doing this. Glad to meet someone like Tom and Jake, have actual goals to provide you guys with real information, and not information that makes you just want to punch yourself in the face over and over again. But I'll be real with you. I'm right now a hypocrite because I'm giving you information that makes me want to punch myself in the face. So I bet you might feel the same.
Yeah, I feel like I'm smacking everybody in the face tonight. I mean, I'm not trying to.
Yeah, and I said I was like, I could be positive tonight.
There's nothing to be positive about. Okay?
I'm not feeling it.
Other teams can come in the chat and say, yeah, you guys get banged up a lot more than everybody else does. And we're like, yeah, we know. We thought
they're even feeling bad. They're not even making fun of us, Tom.
Yeah, people are like, I'm so sorry for you guys. I mean, nobody gets hurt like you guys. Like, when does that ever happen?
That's
but
bad.
now it's like a sob story here, like the Phillies. You know what I mean? It's like a sob story.
They're sending us back in the basement, just softly talking to us, like, wait, no, don't send me down here. I feel that's happening. Rob, don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Rob's fired up. He's not happy. We already knew this was coming, and we're all right with him. Yep. So you don't draft the QB at 53, and then Howie strikes again. And I think what we're all thinking, not that one, sorry, I'll get to that one. What we're all thinking, hopefully Carson doesn't get killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're all hoping that, Rob.
Joseph, yep, that is true. And we saw he can't even hit pitch. He can't even hit like BP when I'll put him in the gap right now. So, I mean, grow up one time, Peter Pan. And then
not laughing.
He's talking about Spidey talking about the clipboard and let Hurts run for his life. I mean, everybody's
wins. Yeah.
Yep. Hurts, Wentz, they're all going to die back there.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan, QB Factory. Here we are.
Right.
Yep.
Howie told us he was drinking wine at 9 a.m. He called Carson and said, hey, look, we got a factory we're running now, and we're bringing in Jalen Hurts.
Guy's freaking Jesus now. You know what I mean? He's freaking with the disciple drinking wine at 9 a.m. Howie Roseman. Look at him. Making calls.
Big words and shit. I got big words.
Big word. Guy trying to eat a freaking sausage, egg, and cheese. You know what I mean? Carson. He's getting calls about, listen, if he's there, if I'm Carson, I'm Tanya Harding him. You know what I mean? I'll make sure.
Right. Throwing his phone in the lake. Don't know what happened. We're drafting J.K. Dobbins.
Yes, anybody but a quarterback.
Dude, Christian Fulton. Cushionberry. We sat here at so many shows and named off names where I get sick saying them because they're all going to have great careers now. It's just going to make it worse every year, and that's Eagles.
Let's get J.K. Dobbins' jacket ready for the hall right now. You know what I mean? Just get the stitch in.
Yeah, might as well.
Get him fitted.
You fucking know it, dude. Rob, we talked about this, man. I think the three of us all agreed that, Pryor is their right guard, so we're all happy, and Peters at left tackle. So obviously you're talking about Peters at left tackle, and what we don't feel comfortable with is the depth. So, yeah, we like the line if it's healthy, but we're scared shitless. You can't go to a season with a line like this. The tackles are Prince Tega Winogo and Jordan Mailata. Jack Driscoll played right tackle and probably couldn't even play that in the NFL. I'm not putting him at left tackle. Guy's got short arms. He's a right guard for us. I like his chances there to compete, but tackle is your question. Jesus, I don't know. We run for the hills, burn down the lane. I don't know. We got to do something, dude. We got to get these guys on the phone, bring it a trade, do something, dude, because this is not good, Rob. It's not good at all. 5 picks after Hurts on this very show. He sure did. And all studs, dude. And I got more pissed every name he said. And then I started naming a couple. Jake started naming a couple. It was like we were standing around a fire, like, this is getting bad, and yet we just kept squeezing more gas into it. I know it just got bad for me, and now I feel very bad every time I talk about it, because why shouldn't I be mad?
Auto draft. How is just auto draft?
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
The wine got him. He fell asleep. Yeah, that's what
Oh
happened,
my
man.
God. Yeah.
Son of I keep going back to it. Howie Croissant, the little son of a bitch with his big words. I don't care, man. Like he needs to put the filter on.
Freaking like eating a low carb freaking muffin. Like
That's what I was picturing.
No, it's raisins. Like who the fuck eats a muffin with raisins and drink wine? Grow up, Howie.
He eats salads with like weird oranges and like, well, okay, oranges are actually good on some of those, but he's one of those blue cheese and weird things that don't mix. And you're like, why are you? It's got 0 calories. And you're like, all right, bro, I understand.
We're at the front office.
And I'm not making fun of anyone and how they eat, guys. So let's not lose our minds. But Howie Roseman, he seems to come off a certain way sometimes, pretentious little shit stain that thinks he knows more. And it seems to me that he doesn't know more than even your everyday fans like us. And, well, we're not your everyday fans. We're a little crazier. But Howie croissants. That's right, Mike. That's right. That's what I was seeing in my head. Him just sitting there with a little croissant, a little son of a bitch with his glass of wine, 9 a.m. He had the balls to say, I called Carson and I told him, imagine being Carson Wentz. You're about to go out, shoot a deer right in the heart. You're going to enjoy life, have some jerky the next few months, love in life, and all of a sudden you get a call. This guy interrupts your piece, and all of a sudden he says to you, you know what? We're bringing in another quarterback. Oh, nice. Well, I thought the later rounds were tomorrow. No, that's right, Carson. Instead of getting you another weapon, we're grabbing another quarterback, right? Right? Quarterback factor. He's probably like, yeah, sure, dude. And he's all about Jesus and stuff. So he's probably like sitting there like, oh, yeah, that's great. And he's probably sitting there thinking like, I'm going to fucking wreck this dude. Like Tom said, he wants to straight Tanya Harding his ass. And I wouldn't blame him, but what a great leader we have. That's one thing I'm happy about. He came out and was just like, oh, that's great, and hopefully it lights a fire under his ass because he's going to be running for his ass. Like he's running for his life, a little scared. We got to stay healthy. But how can you be positive? How can you fucking be positive right now when they can't stay healthy 16 days away? Do you know that next Saturday by 4:00, they have to be cut down to 53? That's right. A week away. And we are already, it's killing me, guys. It's killing me. Howie definitely eats Snickers bars with a knife and fork. Howie croissants at it again. I love it. How are you guys? How are you feeling about this? Because I'm getting carried away. You got to jump in here. I'm losing my mind. Jake, hit me with something, brother. How are you feeling about Howie and all this shit going on? I mean, like we've talked about this. This is how you prepare yourself, man.
Yeah. I'm literally just picturing it. Howie drinking a glass of wine, eating a thing of cheese, having like the little 2007 earpiece on the phone with Carson, sitting on his he just got his new bidet on his website, sitting on his bidet all happy. He's like, oh, Carson, well, we got a pretty big barn burner here. Ooh, sorry, that was the bidet. It's just a little just a little wind, little wind, a little downwind, but I think we're excited about it. I know you are, and yeah. So if you're not, deal with it. Just hangs up the phone. It's just it's just.
We have every right to make fun of him. I don't want to hear.
Yeah, it's a bevy of issues. It's just from top to bottom. It's just a bevy of issues.
It is. And I'm nice all the time. I try to be nice all the time. But you know what? This is not the time. And I am pissed. We saw he was excited about that comment. Tristan, we're just as sick as you were, man. High-fiving his daughter. His daughter probably was like, what the fuck? Even she knew. She knew. Even my girlfriend knew. She was like, what the fuck? She knows more than a lot of people. It's disgusting. It sucks, man. And I can't take it. Rob, thoughts on JJ? Good. Thank God he's having a good camp, because if he was having a bad camp, I'd be there myself screaming to get rid of him. But I don't care what he does in camp. I need more than camp. I need to see him do it in the season. So I'm glad he's having a good time because even in camp last year, Tom always makes fun of him, and you have to make fun of him. Your mom holding an umbrella, and you're like, come on, dude. God. You can't be doing that shit. So I haven't seen that. I've seen him he's got a tattoo sleeve. He's trying to look the part. That's cool, man. You look sharp, play sharp. That's wonderful. Dude, get out there and be that X receiver we need you to be, especially if Alshon. We talked about this how many times, Jake, and even Tom months ago. X receiver is, unfortunately, it's JJ Arthega-Whiteside. And we need him to step in and play that role. And, Jalen Reagor is a great guy. And, I've heard people say, like, oh, he'll play X. Like, excuse me?
Yeah, no.
He will not. He is a Z receiver, and I'd love to see him get tough and be one of those guys like Steve Smith that you see that's so small, but after a few years gets so muscular and tough that he's got the balls to play that X, you know what I mean? Yep. And go against those bigger dudes. But that's going to take some time. But we all know that he'll be taking over that Z in no time, whether Deshaun gets hurt or not. Been hearing great things about him too, Rob. So I'm excited about all the receivers. John Hightower has been having a great camp, and Quez Watkins as well. And I was really scared about them, to be honest with you, because, as much as you talk about take it with a grain of salt, if it's bad happening, you take that with a grain of salt, but it's still a lot more concerning. These guys have a lot. I worried about their hips. I worried about their footwork. And I honestly have been watching a lot. I knew what they had in speed. I knew, but I wanted to see their route running. I wanted to see their hands. And, dude, I'm excited that it's at least in the positive, and we could have something good. How he stays with his socks on.
That's awesome.
But I think he might have got something right here for once, and whoever's helping him, thank God. But let's hope that we at least have some receivers, because we're going to need them, because Carson might only have a second to throw it. So let's hope these guys get open.
Yeah, John,
how are you feeling about the receivers and everything, Jake?
I mean, with me, John Hightower was always my guy. I was a big fan of John Hightower in college at Boise State. I just love his play. I love his play style. He's a good size, runs great routes, good speed. I mean, obviously he's not perfect. You're never going to be a perfect product coming into the NFL, but I just really like, I think he has a really big upside, to be honest with you, but it's something that now I'll be honest with you, Jimmy, Quez Watkins has actually surprised me a lot. As far as, again, take it with a grain of salt, reporters are saying they're both competing for that last spot on the roster. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But I think right now, I think John Hightower has a slighter edge just because of where he was drafted, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And you and I actually had this conversation, because this was before Marquise Goodwin even dropped out. We talked about John Hightower having that edge over Quez Watkins, but you're right. Quez Watkins has been stating his case, and that's great to see, with a guy like Goodwin opting out, Alshon Jeffrey possibly going to the PUP list. You might have to come in with those 6 receivers that we keep talking about. You talk about the 3 from last year, Jackson, Arthega-Whiteside, and Ward, and then the 3 new guys, Reagor, Hightower, and Watkins. I would feel semi-comfortable, and Doug even had a press conference this week and mentioned that, if he had to rely on either one of those guys, he would actually trust them right now in game time situations. So that bodes well. Yeah. So if you think they're keeping 6, they might. Tom, if you're around, you could definitely comment on that. I know you said you had to get rolling at one point.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Okay.
I wasn't going to give up on JJ after 1 year. I mean, not young wide receiver. So
yeah,
you hope he's going to step up, and he needs to step up. He's a big part of this. When you use a second-round pick on a guy, again, just like we're talking about Jalen Hurts, I mean, you can't have second-round picks not playing either. We already have first-round picks not playing. Sidney Jones didn't play for a few years, so you're talking about like second-round pick after second-round pick after second-round pick isn't playing, so or isn't producing either. So we really need a solid year. Now it's easy to go up from what you had. Now with the other 2, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what they decide. I don't know enough about the other 2 to, like, at the NFL level now to comment on them. But on guys I do know. I mean, I expect JJ to step up. Deshaun's going to get hurt at some point. Alshon will be back at some point, sooner than later, from what it looks like too. And then, Greg Ward is a solid guy. And then obviously we use the first-round pick on a wide receiver, and that dude needs to be a goddamn stud. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We cannot continue to miss. We just talked about second-round misses possibly. We've talked about first-round misses possibly. This cannot be another miss. This guy's got to be an 8 to 10-time Pro Bowler, a freaking guy that's out there 16 games a year and is a 100-catch guy over a period of time. I don't expect him to be a 100-catch guy next year. But you know what I mean? Like, over the next 4 to 5 years, this guy needs to be having 100 catches and 10 touchdowns.
Carson's guy, yep.
I mean, it has to be like that ridiculously good to start to justify all the misses, too.
I'm just going to say, and that's to your point, I knew what you're going to say, to justify all the people that you didn't pick because you had people in an uproar. Exactly. I love it, Tom, because you're right. I mean, as much as I love Jalen Reagor, and you guys know that, I still sat there thinking to myself, damn, could you have traded back a few picks and grabbed Rieger? Because I'm sure a lot of people would have just took Jefferson and then Queen. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, but if you feel confident in him, all right. Like Tom said, he better ball out. And I think he will. I think he's going to grow to be the future with Carson Wentz. Now, I'm hopeful for the other guys because Arcega-Whiteside was drafted before him. He's the guy that's supposed – and I literally talked about this last year, and it was Arcega-Whiteside is to replace Alshon. And next year, in the first round, we will draft a speedy receiver to replace Deshaun. Like Tom said, as much as, it's not even being a dick, it's just speaking facts. Deshaun Jackson gets hurt. He's going into his 13th year. The guy has played for a while now. He probably, unfortunately, will miss some time. This kid's going to get more and more snaps when that happens, but he already is because Marquise Goodwin stepped out. So, dude, I'm excited for that, but obviously now you're back to the damn offensive line. If we can't block for these guys, But Tristan, speaking about the receivers still, I think that, we keep 6 because I think that Alshon Jeffrey starts on the PUP list. And those 6 guys I just mentioned there, I think, that's what happens here. And you're going to get your Doug Presser, and he just did it this week. Oh, how's Alshon Jeffrey doing? Oh, he's doing extremely well. He's running more, and he's looking good. And, oh, well, not sure if we'll see him week 1, but we hope. And it's like, okay, dude, really? So I think he starts on the PUP list. What are your thoughts on that, Jake?
Yeah, I know there's speculation going around that he might be back probably like week 3, week 4, which I'm fine with because it gives especially JJ. This is going to be a big deal for JJ more than anybody, just to give him more time just to kind of develop and see how much work he's really put in, and how much training camp, even though it's limited, how much it's really paid off for him. So I think it's really obviously while we're waiting for Deshaun, while we're waiting for Alshon to come back, it's going to be just time to see what you have in that first 3 weeks to a month, what you really have in JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
Big month for him, brother. A monster month. And a monster month for the guy up in the booth watching him with the binoculars. You understand what I'm saying to you guys? I mean, it's a monster month for a lot. Now, I know when Alshon comes back and Deshaun, hopefully he's healthy at that point too. I liked what I saw at it. Granted, it was 1 week with him last year, but against the Redskins, they were explosive in the second half and showed us what they could be together. We just never got that full look last year. Now, granted, we got Greg Ward got thrown into the fire, looked like a serviceable guy who can catch the ball. So we sort of know what we have there. There's a tough kid. We'll get open, make some tough catches, like almost like a Jason Avanish. You know what I mean? Like not to that level, because I think Jason was a damn good wide receiver. So, Greg's got some work to do. But you understand the point I'm making. It's like that kind of guy who can make these big catches for you at times and doesn't have to be your number 1 or number 2. That's when you're a good football team. You know what I mean? So can these other guys stay healthy? Does a guy like Hightower not have to play right away, even if he makes the roster, right? Or Watkins? They just hope teams or special teamers or both of them, right? So however it is, I know Tristan said 5 or 6 they keep. I mean, they're keeping 6. You can book that. That's where all the talent is, because there's no talent anywhere else on the offense.
Yeah.
So there's excitement level for what's on the outside. There really, truly is. There's excitement level for my quarterback. There's excitement level at the tight end position. There's excitement level for this defense. But again, I mean, listen, man, if I can't block nobody and I can't create holes to run the football, I'm in a whole lot of trouble. Now, I don't think that's going to be the case, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And now you need guys on the outside to stay healthy. Like Deshaun has to stay healthy. When Alshon comes back, he needs to stay on the football field, right? Yeah. JJ needs to make steps. Jalen needs to be a stud. You know what I mean? So there's things like, I'm sorry, Jalen, I can't give you 3 years to be an impact guy. All right? I'm not Jalen Hurts, Jalen Reagor. I can't give you 3 years to be an impact guy. You have to be an impact guy day 1 you step on the football field. Okay? When you're drafted in the top before 20, even in the first round anywhere, you need to be an impact guy day 1.
Yep. Oh, and that's exactly, and that's on him, and he knows that. And like Tom said, though, when you have guys like Deshaun and Alshon healthy, we saw what we did in just that second half. Now add in Rieger, add in guys like that. You have Ertz, you have Goddard. We're hoping, Miles Sanders healthy week 1, and we're hoping Matt Pryor shows us why he started in that playoff game against the Seahawks last year. He's gotten NFL snaps, so let's just hope that, this offensive line stays healthy. And like Tom said, you're going to need the run game going to be able to pass and all that stuff. The offensive, we talked about this, Rob. Yeah, good question. This is Doug's offense.
I don't want this heat.
I don't really mind that he didn't bring an offensive coordinator because he wasn't fooling anyone. This was his offense. I didn't think he needed to give that to Deuce or anyone just to make them feel happy. What he did was bring in different minds, and that's what I was hoping for. He brought in Rich Scangarello, Marty Morningweg. I loved the Aaron Moorhead addition. I loved all the additions they made on defense too, but on offense, he brought in guys that were going to give him different perspectives and help him running the ball, different pass play, all that stuff. Press Taylor moving up in the ranks, guys that I like that really are going to help this team. So I'm not bummed out about it that he didn't give someone, the 49ers just made the Super Bowl and they don't have an offensive coordinator. So it's not like something you have to have because let's be real. He is the offensive coordinator, whether we like it or not. What were your thoughts on that, Tom?
About the coaching structure, I don't need anybody to be my offensive coordinator. I know who to call the plays here. I don't have to like it, but this guy who calls the plays, he's an offensive coordinator. It's your job on the line daily. So I have no problem calling plays. I like Marty Morningweg. I think it gives another ear, another voice, and I think that's what he did before. So I have no issues with the direction they're going as a coaching staff right now. I'm fully on board with those decisions, and that's the one thing I'll hang my hat on. As long as Doug's here, this team's going to fight. So I know we're talking about injuries and we're talking about other things. I can promise you, though, this group of men will fight for this guy. You know what I mean? So he's not only a player's coach; he's a motivator. I have no issues when it comes to this football team still winning 10 games, even though we've been smacked in the face with injuries already. Because I now think something's got to go our way. So what is it? It must be 11 playing 16. So let's go.
Yep, great stuff because it's the truth. Doug Peterson is a great man, a great coach. He finds that happy balance, or someone like Brett Brown did not find that balance. And you see this guy won a Super Bowl in his second year because and with all those injuries, it was next man up. Guys were fighting for this man, and that's the thing we talked about when it comes to the other teams in this division. It's the first year for all three other head coaches in this division, so they have this is 5 years now. And they have a bond together. It's a family. And even the new guys feel part of the family. You hear people like Darius Slay, stuff like that. Dude, it gets you excited. So like Tom said, I'm still down with a 10-11 win season where I think this team, if they stay healthy, and I feel like I shouldn't have to say that every time, but you better because people are like, but you better stay healthy. But if they do, I'm still loving this team. But it's going to get tougher because we face some hard rushers. So yeah, it's probably more like 10, but we can win this division. Jake, what are you thinking here, man?
Yeah, I think we can win this division, Jimmy, to be honest with you. But again, if we stay healthy, I think we can win 10 at the most. I think we do pull out 11 games. But again, a lot of things have to go our way. And like Tom said, obviously injuries haven't really helped us much. So something's got to give. So I'm going to say probably like 10 or 11 wins and we win the division.
Yeah, and other teams got better too. Most importantly, the Cowboys. And we talked about them adding Griffin now. And they have all those drafts we talked about. So it just gets harder for us, man. And it's tough. But honestly, you were seeing the line get decimated when Dillard and Peters were in there. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise there, but also at the same time, the depth scares the living hell out of me. If we stay healthy, I still think we win this division, man. I really do. Yeah. And sorry, Rob, I don't know what you're referring to about Justin Jefferson. A good kid, a guy I would have been perfectly fine with drafting, but I thought Jalen Reagor was just the perfect fit, honestly. What he's going to do is going to fit perfectly as the Z receiver for Carson. If Arcega-Whiteside pans out to be that guy at X, now if Greg Ward's that guy at slot, maybe this year you'll find out a lot more about him this year. But you're going to have to find a slot for the future too. But we could have a badass receiving core, man. If Watkins, Hightower, these guys really panned out, you have a lot of depth there if they pan out. So it's good to see positive things this camp. I'll tell you that much. Because if I was seeing these players sucked while we were getting our asses kicked, I don't think I could live right now, man.
No.
We saw a comment about the Steelers dark horse win. Hey, man, Steelers are a good team. I'm not a Steelers hater. They had a great team. They did great without Ben Roethlisberger, and after they traded for Minkah Fitzpatrick, that team really, really stepped it up, dude. So, hey, that'd be awesome. I've always dreamt of Eagles Steelers Super Bowl.
Me too.
Bunch of buddies. That would be a fantastic time to have a Super Bowl party. Laugh at them as the Eagles beat them in the Super Bowl. Just messing with you. But literally, that would be awesome. But yeah, Steelers are going to be a good team, man. Don, my man. Yeah, I still think, the Eagles could get up to 11. But, I mean, it's going to be tough, dude. We got a tough schedule. And that was even before any of these people got hurt. So, but we've been in this position before, where we were like, okay, Brooks is out. So Pryor's going to be here and Dillard's at left tackle. Now it's all pro Hall of Fame 38-year-old Jason Peters. But if anybody's going to be there, that's a good, I guess, right? But I'm trying to be positive here.
Yeah.
But it's rough. It really is. And, Mike just said something about CD embarrassing us. Yeah, it's going to be pretty scary, but let's get real here, man. Our secondary's definitely stepped it up. I saw Rob had made a comment. Darius Slay, man. Yeah, I think we're all pretty damn excited about Darius Slay. If you are not, you better check in, folks, because Big Play Slay is here to play. And I really see big things from him. And we just got to really pray to God that Avonte Maddox or somebody figures out cornerback too, which is a very scary as hell situation to be in. I'm going to be honest with you.
It's going to be one guy. I mean, I can't believe I'm even having this goddamn conversation. No disrespect to Avonte, freaking Frenchie, or any of the other guys back there. I mean, this is a one guy show on who needs to be the second cornerback for this football team. And if he's good enough to go out there and be it in Sidney Jones, then guess what? The guy with the binoculars again is hot seated. It's hot. Yeah. I mean, I can't say it enough. I mean, it shouldn't even be a conversation. It should be Jones and Slay, because Jones at this point should be good enough, or at least healthy to goddamn play.
Yep. Thank God that you said it, because I'm sick and tired of it. I've tried to have faith in Sidney Jones, but what have I said a million times? The best ability is availability. Yep. Dude, I had a show about Sidney Jones being the quarterback too, and how you need to right now, if you miss training camp, if you miss time, so that's happening right now. And he came back to practice, and then yesterday he didn't even go through the drills, the teamwork drills. So again, you're still actually hurt. You're just trying to give us the facade that you're okay. Well, guess what, buddy? All we needed to know was, okay, if he could be decent enough, learn from Slay, we would have a decent two. We've got a great nickel corner in Nickel Roby-Coleman. We could move a guy like Avonte Maddox around as a versatile defensive back. You could do that with Gravon LeBlanc. Great pieces. I could see maybe almost as many snaps as that cornerback two in Sidney Jones. But now you don't feel comfortable. If Sidney Jones isn't that guy, now you're like, oh, shit. Well, it isn't Rasul Douglas as much. Yeah, everybody wants to love him. That's great. Not him. And Avonte Maddox is 5'9". Don't care that that's his size. I'm just saying that he has let that become an issue. He has had issues. So that's scary as hell to me, man.
It's one guy, Jimmy boy. It's one guy. And I'll give him credit because, that's what I try to do is in his response last year, he made two of the bigger plays of the season for us to get us in the dance. So, his response to a poor year, which is all I have left, right? It's all he has left is his response to stuff. And he responded. Now can you respond and be on the field like you said? Because I don't have the confidence in the other guys to be cornerback too.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jake, what are your thoughts on that, man?
Can you repeat the question one more time, Jimmy?
Yeah, it was just about Sidney Jones. He was bringing up the fact, like, we kind of just went into that because we're excited about Slay, excited about Nickel Roby-Coleman. I know you guys are excited about them, but what the hell, man? Like, this is a pretty scary hole that we're worrying about here, right? Like, the cornerback two is vacant and Sidney. I mean, what's just your thoughts on that position?
Well, as far as from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, it's going to be Avonte Maddox number two. And
yep.
What the big news is, Jimmy, a lot of people really aren't talking about it, is the Eagles bringing back Trevor Williams, who they cut a couple weeks ago. That tells me more than anything that Sidney Jones is all but out of here. That's what that tells me. And even with what Jim Swartz said, he's like, he needs to be, he didn't say it verbatim. He's like, there's not a lot of time left and time's ticking. So, and he hasn't been able to stay healthy. So unfortunately, if you can get anything for him, maybe a conditional seventh and you trade him somewhere. But again, I just don't see how he's on this team come 2 weeks from now, or even when we do the roster cut down to 53 next week. I just don't see how he's here. Me personally, I don't.
I agree with you. A big shout out to Anna Abortion. On Anita, thanks for tuning in.
They get it.
I get it. Now, to get on there, what about Mike Hunt? Also a big shout out to you. Now, anyways, Trevor Williams, we talked about him. A lot of people were high on him. Obviously he got cut a couple weeks ago, didn't even make the initial 80 this year. Obviously, like you said, look at that more as not to him coming here, because I saw someone then like, oh, he's coming back to start. I'm like, he just got cut a couple of weeks ago for a reason. All this means is Sidney Jones needs to go bye-bye. And that's honestly what it means. But what scares me is now, oh, great. So this means what? More hope for Rasul Douglas or Craig James? Really? Mm-hmm. So, I'm pretty scared about that. I saw Don. You said thanks for Big V. I will tell you this. I saw that he got hurt earlier today at Lions practice. So hopefully he's all right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he getting hurt.
He's still got the eagle in him, yeah.
Yep. So never was able to get rid of it.
Yep.
But Rodgers didn't need much developing. Mike McCarthy, we talked about him. I gave him credit, man. I said, he's a Super Bowl winning coach. Maybe a lot has to do with Rodgers, but he's definitely going to help the Cowboys out. And, Mike, I'm scared of the Cowboys too, because they got a coach that doesn't just stand there and be like this. He's actually going to try to coach them. So I think that that's definitely a team to watch out for, not just in the NFC East, but the NFC general. I saw something earlier today, what it was. The leader in quarterbacks for touchdowns over 15-plus yards was Dak Prescott with, 17 last year. And they added someone like CeeDee Lamb, man. Like, holy shoo. So better figure out that cornerback 2 job, guys, because they've got Gallup, they got Lamb, they've got, obviously, Amari Cooper. But I was excited because they're teaching LeBlanc to play outside. They're teaching Avante, and they're all playing inside, outside because they want to move people around. You know what I mean? So I'm scared. But Sydney, man, this is it. You have literally 1 week, man. You have 1 week coming up, okay? You have 1 week to prove what you got, because if not, you're screwed, dude. I can't say it enough. Your best ability is availability. You can't even be here in training camp, dude. I can't. And maybe they're being cautious, bringing Trevor Williams back. Whoop-de-fuck. Dude, you can't just be cautious all year like this. It's getting me heated, man. I'm trying to stay calm. I'm not going to be real with you. It's very worrisome to me that we literally have been decimated by injuries for 4 years. It's like dating someone that just abuses you for 4 years and just continually be like, I don't get it. I don't know why I'm miserable. This girl just keeps scratching me in the face and screaming obscenities every day. And I just don't know why life's not enjoyable. Howie, that's you, man. Figure it out. Add the people you need to. It wasn't just the medical staff, and I understand, guys, COVID-19's happening. Nobody can deal with what's going on in their lives. Everything's nuts. So, this is going to be a little different too. But, God, I just wanted some people to stay healthy. I was thinking when I said that, I meant like some soft tissue injuries, okay? A couple weeks here and there. We're already losing. This is too much for me. And the worst thing was, and I think I was about to say this earlier, and a comment got me off track, but Tom said something at the beginning of the video I really liked, and that was about, this was a huge year for not only Andre Dillard, but for the Philadelphia Eagles, because we need to know if the guy that we just drafted in the first round is going to be that left tackle of the future. Because I'll be real with you, it's not Jason Peters. I don't think he's coming around next year at 39. Right. Mm-hmm. So if Dillard isn't that guy, we now have no idea. So now we have to wait an entire year. And if he sucks next year, then we're really screwed if we don't put any emphasis on that left tackle. So son of a bitch. I literally, when Tom said that, I was like, yeah, exactly. Like, you don't have any time to figure this out now. So now we have to literally wait here. Like, we're literally going to have to talk about this, and I don't even want to. We're going to have to talk about this all the time when people bring it up. He's still a pussy. It's like, yeah, I know. That's why he gained 20 pounds, and now probably tore his bicep doing that. So it's like, you just can't win. As an Eagles fan, I just feel like we can't win no matter what we do. It's the guy gains muscle, and it's just it's too much. It really is, and I agree with Tom. Sit it out, guys. Let's just sit out next week. Figure things out, have your walkthroughs, put the practice squad guys out there. Let's find our depth, You got 16 people that can make the practice squad now. Let's figure that out. I told you, next Saturday, 4 o'clock, it's got to be down to 53. Then the next day, you have 1 o'clock. The practice squads will begin once the waivers go through. You'll have 16 guys to put on. This year, a little wild curveball here. 6 of those guys can be veterans. Doesn't matter how many years they've accrued. So you're going to see some weird names, some guys that have played 5-6 years in the NFL getting thrown on the practice squad. Going to be a little intriguing for sure. But it's going to be definitely bode well for some of these guys that, can't stick to a job. So that's great to see. But dear God, am I still scared shitless. But I think, we talked about keeping 9 linemen. I think that's definitely going to happen now because you don't even like these guys. So from week to week, you're just going to be bringing people up from the practice squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
talk about
going to be a freaking merry-go-round.
Yeah, it is.
Get ready for the circus. Here we are. Here, circus is in town. Merry-go-round's out. Remember what was it? The gravity freaking. Remember the gravity thing that you get stuck in Wildwood and it spins around.
Oh yeah.
To the wall.
Yeah.
And it's stuck in.
Yeah.
Same old story. Same old.
Someone threw up on someone one time when I was next in
I've heard
line.
that story before. Yep.
Thank God.
And then it's like, good times.
Great. I saw the people coming out throwing up, covered in shit. I was like, oh, God. I didn't go on after that, honestly. But,
Look at Spidey. Look at Spidey, guys. I mean, he's talking about packing it in. Have another twisted tape, babe. You know what I mean?
Chilling out, Mike. Have another twisted.
You're tanking now. Now we're hinkying the Eagles.
Don't you hinky me, Mike. Don't do it. Don't do it. Look, Mike. I understand the Cowboys are a threat. They always are. But look what we did to them last year with less. Even with these injuries, we still had less than we have right now. So have no fear. Like Tom said, we got Doug Peterson, man. And that does mean something. These guys are going to fight for Doug. And now everyone's already counting us out. I literally feel like I must have smoked myself into oblivion. I don't know where I am because I see people literally saying to Eagles fans, I feel so bad for you right now. Instead of So it's dark times, folks. It's dark times. But no, Mike, we are not packing it in and tanking for an offensive lineman. But honestly, we've talked about this, Mike, in the past few shows that I would be okay bringing in an offensive lineman in the 1st or 2nd round next year.
1st or 2nd?
I was okay with it this year.
3rd, 4th, 5th. You know what I mean?
All of them.
Like it might have to be what we did with wide receivers this year. I mean, you might have to draft one every round.
Yep. Well, look how old these guys are, man. Like as much as we love Kelsey, it's like, okay. And Sayamalu did great at the end of last year, but
I like Isaac.
Yeah, I do too. But it's okay. Is he going to be able to hold down now? If something happens to Peters, God forbid, he's going to have to help someone out. If something were to happen to Kelsey, well, now Sayamalu is probably going to have to go to center unless you trust Nate Erbig to be the one snapping to Carson Wentz. It's nuts, man. You got to worry about depth. And if you want to tell me you don't, I'm not saying you guys, but people are just fine. Like, really? Really? Because each week that we've been telling you, it just gets worse every time I come back here on a Friday. So maybe I'll just say, you know what? Don't. You know what, Eagles? Don't do anything. Don't do shit. You know what? Trade away all your good depth. I don't know. Maybe then they'll do something. I don't know. Smoke signal, bat signal out there. Can we get something out there? Maybe someone will come help. I feel lost out here. And speaking of injuries, let's stick to that. Another one happened earlier in the week, right before that, and I was about to lose my mind because it wasn't as big of a deal. But Gennard Avery, thank God, they got an MRI done on him, and they said that he literally was. At first, it was, we might have torn. So I read it as he tore something, and I was like, oh God damn it. Well, we already know how we feel about the edge rush, right? So we bring Vinny Curry back, the edge rushing machine here. No, he's not. I love Vinny. He's serviceable. Love the guy gets to run. He actually had 5 sacks, 5 quarterback hits. Yeah, great. Look, now you lose him. You have Sweat, hoping the best for him. Derek Barnett can't stay healthy. So son of a. But Genard Avery, they're saying it's a bone bruise. Could be back in a couple of weeks. But there's another one. So how the hell are you feeling about the defensive end position? We can start with you, Jake, this time. How are you feeling with Barnett banged up?
Yeah.
And they're saying that he might not actually come back week 1, so son of a.
Yeah, so I mean, so again, Jimmy, it's the conversation about depth. You have to see what you have. I mean, Josh Sweat, I'm high on. Josh Sweat showed some promise this year. It's all about seeing if he can put it together this year, but it's all about depth. Oh boy,
It really is, man.
Oh boy.
But I mean, we've talked about this though, right, Jake? That's why we said Everson, Griffin. That's why we've said so many names through the months, and here we are. Derek Barnett hurt, and we had a episode last week where we talked about the salary cap, right? We said if Derek Barnett doesn't step it up, that's $10 million we could save right there, and we're looking at an $84 million hole, not including the cap that rolls over. So yeah, pretty scary. Tom, I know you love talking about this because we also talked about the defensive end position plenty of times. So how are you feeling with Derek Barnett hurt and Gennard Avery hurt and everyone under the sun?
Horrendous. And, the only bright spot I'm hearing is Malik Jackson looks good. Whoop-de-doo. So I don't know. I mean, they got to get healthy. That's all we can do now. I mean, the names we clamored for, not even clamored, but just thought were good names, aren't there now. So now you got to go work with what you have and got to get some of these guys healthy and ready to go for week 1, if not week 2. And that's all you can do. Really, all you can do is get these guys, try to get these guys ready and get them out on the football field, and Derek Barnett and Avery.
Yeah, truth. What's going on, Prism? My man. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Honestly, it is scary because it was scary before any of these things happened. So here we go again. And now we're talking about Sharif Miller, who didn't play a single snap. And it's Casey Toohill. And trust me, I know Casey Toohill was doing good in training camp. And Joe Osman, someone I talk about because Joe Osman, our last draft pick this year, Casey Toohill. Exactly. Yeah. So it's like this is what we're dealing with at the back end, and now that we're lacking depth there, which we talked about, you're going to be relying on these guys. Like, are you shitting me that here we are again? And we talked about if you don't have that 4-man rush and not just the 4 guys, you need to have a rotation. You got a great rotation at D tackle. It's going to make it easier. But son of a bitch, here you go. And now you're just watching, even if they're old heads. We talked about how Michael Bennett, Chris Long came in here and provided great depth in the small amount of snaps they played. That's all we wanted. It's all we needed. Now you're watching all these guys go to other teams, championship caliber teams, watching Griffin go to the Cowboys, your rival. Now he's going to come in. Son of a bitch. So, oh my God, dude. So yeah, it's concerning, man. And it pisses me off. Prism says he just ordered both Hockey Hour shirts. That's what's up. 2 up every pit. That's what's up, Prism. Showing some support. Go Flyers! Tied it up the other day. That was beautiful, although bullshit call. And, of course, I have a heart attack here game. I'm like, yeah, I just can't. And I was enjoying the beginning. I was like, yeah, 3-0. You know how it is. But then it's like, better tune in because they're going to – it's like all Philly sports just want to do it. And it honestly, even if you want to say this year, like, the Phillies bullpen, I don't give a shit. It feels like every year of my life for 34 years, this is what Philly sports is. We all, how many people do, Tom and Jake, we all agree, it's like, I will one day die of a heart attack talking or watching the Eagles. It's just going to happen. And the amount of stress I go through, it's like, and that's just passion, baby. We love our birds and love our sports. So, I mean, you get that attached, but when I'm putting that much into it and I'm not getting paid, man, this is just pure love, man. I'm getting paid with joy. That's all I get, dude. You're getting millions of dollars. And then, personnel getting thousands. They're pretty wealthy people. And if I'm sitting here telling you things and many people are out here telling you things and you can't see that, we got problems. So, he better pray that this draft class really pans out or people will be calling for his head. Howie Roseman, that is. It's too iffy, man. It's too up and down. And he's been getting away with a lot because he's so good at trading and restructuring. And you need someone like that. But even the Eagles knew that when they put him in the back closet, when Chip Kelly took over. So it's like, I don't know, man. It kills me, though. It really does. But Don says that Darius Slay deals with injuries every game. Look, I'm hoping he stays healthy. Don't you put that evil on me, Don, because I've had enough
Don.
of the injuries, Don. I love you, man, but don't do that to me right now. I honestly, Don, I'm coming back for you next week, and we're gonna have some words, brother, because I can't do this anymore. We need to go in and have Miles back, have Hargrave back, have not lost anyone else. And another one, Lane Johnson. Oh, he's been out. It's just lower body, day to day. Don't worry about it. We just lost our left tackle for the season. Don't tell me not to worry about my right tackle that, dear God, we need more than anything. He's our new essential bodyguard, even though JP's back. He needs to be the king of that line. He needs to be the leader for the future, man. And I just can't, man. I honestly, even when people say that, because it just makes me think like I won't have another season where I'm just pissed off every week, dude. Like, oh, well, the injuries to this, and here's this guy, and then everyone treats you like you're the one that hurt. Like I straight Tanya Harding them, like you mother. Like I'm just giving you the news here, man. This guy's out for the season. Prism, have a good night, man. I missed what he said though. Yankees lose tonight.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's awesome. Good. I don't like the Yankees. Never will. Don't worry about the topics changing, Mike. Change it up all you want. That's what we're here for.
Who the hell said we got better? Who said we got better? I don't remember everybody saying here we got better. I don't know when you come in with
you again, JJ.
Welcome to 2020. People want to assume shit. Jay, nobody sat here and said we got better. We actually came in depressed. Okay, we came in like it was a goddamn funeral. So don't tell us that we sat around saying we got better. All right, we just believe in the toughness of this group that we're going to be in the mix, honey. So you Cowboys fans, be careful, Jay. Be careful, because when we win the division, still banged up and still not as good. Then you even know you got issues. So it wasn't clappy hands, huh? It wasn't clappy hands.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? Time will tell if it was clappy hands or not.
That's right. And he's just speaking the facts to you, JJ. And I know you're always coming in here, throwing a couple saddlebags here and there, going for a ride. Look.
He's a saddler.
Look. I always give credit where credit's due. You must have missed the part where I said the Cowboys were scary as hell when Mike brought it up. We talked about the additions they made, and I said losing. All three of us have said it, but specifically when Mike said it, I said losing him is not a good thing, especially when you play teams like the Cowboys twice, when they've added someone like Everson Griffin, which we just talked about 2 minutes ago. So, Jay, we actually have not at all been sitting here saying that we're better. We're actually, like Tom said, feeling like we're at a funeral. We're a little bit upset. I was a little bit angry when I started the show. I tried to come in positive, and I can't. So no, Jay, you're incorrect. That is not what went down. And like Mike said, straight facts. And training camp is always our demon, right? And someone said to me, what was it? It was literally like a couple weeks ago, right before training camp actually started. And they're like, oh, yeah, no preseason. This is fantastic. No injuries going into the season. I said, are you kidding me? I said, dude, that's where people knock rust off. I said, now they're just going to have to try to do all of that in training camp, find out who's going to make the team. So people are going even harder because there's no preseason. Mm-hmm. And then to start the season, you're going to see injuries. So no, man, no. Training camp has been hell. It's been hell. It's a funeral. Exactly, Mike. Take me. We're driving a hearse right now. We're in it, dude. I'm depressed as hell, and I'm going to cry. I'm going to go to bed crying tonight because we just can't catch a break, man. And
still win the division.
Exactly. But that's the point that I was going to get to. Jay, one thing that you have to note, which Tom said was, and what I brought up earlier, think of the fact of what we did to you last year. What Sidney Jones, what people like that were literally questioning if they could be the starter, what they did to beat you. Okay. How'd that make you feel? Now, honestly, we got better, and sure, we got hurt at the offensive line. We didn't get better there. No way in hell. We're talking about skill positions. Our defense got better. Jay, if you're denying that fact, well, you're just lying to yourself and all of us because we got better there. The offensive line is scary as hell, especially the depth. We like where we're at with the starters, but you got to have depth there. So we are scared. But, dude, like Tom said, we beat you without starters last year. Just watch what you're saying, man, because we keep receipts around here. And I will let you know. I will remember, Jay, because you're always coming on here every week. I try to give you love. You'd think you'd be happy. But like, wow, there's a show where Eagles fans actually just give it to you straight and don't try to BS. But no, you want to stay true to the Cowboys way. You want to come saddlebagging in. And I get it. I get it. You got a code to live by. I'll tell you something. We're diehards around here. And we let you know if the Birds are still going to whoop that ass. Got anything you want to throw in on that, Jake?
Yeah. I mean, I said it earlier. I still think we're going to win the division. And I've said it the past couple of weeks, and I'll say it again. Just that. I'm not going to say carousel coaches because that's not fair, but just every team in our division has a new head coach.
Yeah.
And we still have that same unit for the past going on 5 years now. So it's one of those things to where I think that continuity really helps us a lot more. And I think we're going to see that, especially this season. So that's why I have us winning the division this year.
Yep. And I agree. So that's just how it is, Jay. Enjoy. Ryan, I saw the comment. Yes, 2020 can blow me. I'm hoping for a Phil's walk-off. I'm hoping these guys keep me informed when that happens. I try to not look at my phone too much, but you also got to keep in just in case anything happens. Always got to pray that Howie throws me a curveball and makes me happy, but well, here we are, man. Nothing's happened. But hey, go Phils. Please just get a win for the day because I need something today because the other day, another thing, it was like, oh, my God, it started with that. And then it was the no fans. And we already kind of assumed that would happen. We've talked about that a lot on the show. And we've talked about maybe even having a shortened season in general. We don't know. With the amount we see people not listening, the amount people still not doing anything, it's scary as hell. So it's, dude, I'm worried. I'm worried about this season. I'm scared.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
I just want
weird, guys. 2020 is weird because we just got breaking news and sad news. Just Chadwick,
Chadwick Boseman, passed away.
Right,
no,
he battled colon cancer. Sorry, and I didn't even.
Oh my God,
he was even battling it since 2016.
Since 2016, yep.
I remember played in the movie Jackie Robinson. Right?
Jackie Robinson.
Yeah. On today,
Jackie Robinson Day in Major League Baseball. Isn't
that crazy?
You just can't make up 2020. Like what?
No,
the coincidence of that is so strange. And listen, prayers go out to his family. Rest in peace. A guy who was on his way to even more stardom than he already had, and another guy just going too young. And our prayers go out to him here.
Man, that's horrible. Yeah, I just literally was. Oh my God. Prayers to his family, man. Oh my God, dude. Okay. Yeah. Prayers to him, his family, everybody, all that stuff. Yep. That sucks, man. But yeah,
we're back on here.
Yeah,
right.
And now that's 2020 sucks, and things like that are happening. Things like that happen all the time. That just goes to show, man, you never know what's gonna happen every day. Love the ones you got, man. So always remember that because this Corona thing is not fake and it's very real. And I keep seeing it affect my friends and family. Just had a buddy that luckily got out of the hospital after a couple of weeks who had it. Pretty scary for him, but luckily he's doing all right. Hopefully nothing long term, but stay safe out there, guys, for real. So what's the record? Okay, Jay's asking us a question, guys. What's our record for the Cowboys with the same head coach? Wait, what do you mean it versus the Cowboys with that same head coach? I doubt it. Our coaching staff is talented. All right, buddy. You're saying that your coaching staff is talented as how? How do you know that? You've literally had a couple of weeks of training camp, and you're going to tell me that this coaching staff is talented. You didn't even say talented. You threw the AF in there, brother. Come on, man. That's no. I'm not saying. I've actually given credit to Mike McCarthy a lot, and I think he's going to do a lot better than clap your hands. But let's be real here. We haven't seen anything. And just like we don't give credit to our players. Exactly. We don't crown our players yet.
Coaching staff in 2 weeks in, babe.
Ridiculous.
I mean, wow. I mean, good for you. Good for you. But
he's talking about us getting excited about players, which we didn't even say. Jay.
I like Mike McCarthy.
Are you and Mike hanging out with Twisted Teas right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it must be, because one's on the one spectrum and one's on the other. You know what I mean? And
I love you guys.
You're not better than us, Jay. That's the problem. Even though we got banged up and we're banged up a little bit, you're not better than us, and that's the problem. And if you think your coaching staff's better than us, I think you're clueless. Honestly, I think you're clueless. Your defense coordinator ain't as good as ours. All right, and that's real freaking talk. Okay, and your offense coordinator ain't as good as ours, because no respect to Mike McCarthy, but call plays without Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Okay, and you got to call plays without Aaron Rodgers and prove how smart you are. Then.
Well, just a little off topic, getting back to the Chadwick Boseman thing real quick. You can't make 2020 up. Guess how old he was?
42.
42.
Yep.
42.
Isn't that crazy?
It's nuts.
He turns 40.
It's sick. I was just having this conversation with my girlfriend, because obviously I have cirrhosis and all that stuff, and it's like it's still weird to me this day, like how I got it that early, and it's like, what is going on with what we're eating, drinking? Like, it's scary as hell. And for someone like him, in shape, doing what he's got to do for movies like that, where you've got money, I'm sure you've got a trainer and things like that more than I would have, but it shows, that doesn't matter when you get something like that. So, my God, man. Like, prayers to his family. I can't say it enough. Like, I can't. Wow, dude, what?
Yeah.
I thought he looked skinny in one picture I saw of him, and I was like, I thought maybe it was like for a role or something. But
what we can explain 2020 as? Like, as a whole, we look back in the history books and we talk about it. You know what we can explain about it? And in no way, shape, or form am I laughing about this. I'm just telling you guys this is what we will say. There wasn't a year in our history of living that one-upped itself daily than 2020.
Yeah.
Daily one-ups itself in the shock, in the wow factor, in the what the F is going on. There hasn't been a year of my life. In my 37 years walking around this place, okay, I've never, in 37 years, have witnessed as much as I've witnessed in 5 months. Mm-hmm. Okay? As much as I witnessed in 5 months. And you know what I want people to do tonight before I run off? You know what I want people to do? I just want people to stop freaking arguing like kids on social media. I want people that if they really want to change, go be about one. Because arguing on social media isn't going to get the change you're looking for. Okay? So you can come out and puff chats and do whatever else you want to do on social media. You want to change, create it. You know how you create it? Because you can only control what you can control. Is what people in life don't realize. You say it in sports all the time. Stop trying to control other people. I can't control other people. I can control my decisions, the way I treat people and the way I respect people. Everybody else can do it however they want to. You can raise your kids on how you want them to respect people, all right? And you surround yourself with people who have that same process that you have. And guess what? That's the only thing you can do. So everything else, like, stop arguing. Just stop arguing. There's nothing to argue about. If somebody doesn't see eye to eye to you, doesn't mean they're a terrible person. It just means you guys don't agree on something. We created a whole platform here of agree to disagree. Try using it in doing all this crap that we've dealt with over 5 months. Just try using all right, I don't see eye to eye to you, but I still respect you. Just say that back to people and see how things change differently. That's all I do. I don't agree with somebody on these kind of topics sometimes, right? I'll just say, I respect you, though. Like, I respect what you're saying. So, I'm telling you, there's something about just telling somebody, especially online when you're not face-to-face with somebody, I respect you, even though I don't agree. It goes a long way. You all should try it out there. Right? Everybody listening, try it. Try it. The arguing ain't
about it.
You really want change? Stop freaking arguing. That's how you create change.
Start giving a shit.
Yeah, you don't have to agree with everything. You don't have to be blind loyalist to anything, right? But all you need to do is just say, hey, I get what you're saying. I might not agree. I respect you. And you move the hell on from it. Because arguing ain't going to solve anything. Okay? It doesn't do anything but fights. Fights what are we talking? What do fights solve? Fights have never stopped in the history of the world. Fights don't solve nothing.
And look at this. Chadwick Boseman, 42. You're telling me anybody can't, dude? It doesn't matter how rich you are, what age you are, dude. It does not matter. Life can come get you. So stop being assholes.
It's short, Jimmy. So love your neighbor.
I had my Russian with death at 30, man. I almost died. I mean, hell yeah, brother.
Just love your neighbor a little bit. Right?
That one is a must.
Do something nice for somebody else.
Yep, that's right.
Maybe have a different
background. That's
it. It ain't hard shit. It ain't hard shit just to love somebody and respect people for what they are. Whatever race they are, you just respect the person for who they are. If they're a good person, I respect you. If you're a bad person, I don't respect you. That's how the game works in my life. Okay? Whatever color you are. You can have a white neighbor that's a piece of shit. So I don't care. You can have somebody I want to climb a fence after. You know what I mean? White, black, and different. Don't matter if you're a bad person, you're a bad person. And if you're a great person, you're a great person. That's how things work. All right, back to sports. That's all. I just got to tell people. Just try saying that once in a while. Try saying it. Hey, I don't agree with you, babe, but I respect you. You don't put the babe in there because then you're going to get into some fiery words. Just play. Hey, respect you. Don't necessarily agree with you. Done. See how life changed.
Try to respect people. Try to respect their opinions. Everybody, this is a crazy world out there, man. And we got to start showing some love, and it's brotherly love here in Philadelphia. That's what we're supposed to be, dude. So why don't we do our best? Everyone do their part. I think that's a great point. Try to start showing some love, man. And not everyone gets lucky enough to get their brush in with death and get a second chance. Someone like Chadwick, it's heartbreaking to hear something like that, man. And you just it makes you want to love your family as much as you possibly can and hold on to them because life's scary, man. And I've lost too many people to not give a shit. So start giving a shit, guys.
Yeah.
We got respect for you, Don.
Right. Exactly.
How crazy 2020 is. I literally got death threats because I love sports.
I get death threats all the time.
Because I love sports.
People are assholes, man.
My life is sports, right? My whole life is sports. From A to D to my other job, right? My whole life is sports. So I'm sorry that I want sports played.
Me too.
If that's selfish in me, then I'm the most selfish guy in the world then because I love sports. And we sat through 5 months and nothing, right? So sorry for just wanting sports a little bit. That's not a death.
I want sports and I want
that's threat worthy. Sorry. There might be some things that deserve to tell you somebody to keep one eye open. That ain't one of them. That ain't one of them.
This world's too much for me. Half the time I get too enraged with the stuff I see online. Too much people promoting killing others. We shouldn't kill anyone. One death's not okay. 180,000's not okay. We should all be sticking together, guys. And this is getting bad. So I'll try not to get too much off topic anymore. But
I just want to show some love to people and tell people.
Yeah, and exactly. But it's the truth, guys. You really need to start loving each other, man. And sports will bring us together. And I love the fact that in 16 days we're going to have Eagles football. And I love the fact that we're all going to, on Sundays, have something to look forward to. So if you guys can, wear your mask, do what you can. Maybe you don't have it, but maybe we should start, like Tom said, caring about other people. Let's do this for each other. Let's get through this because if you want to be selfish about it, let's look at the fact that we're going to lose football, guys. We're going to lose it, and I will lose my mind. So let's not have that happen. Let's get football back because I don't even care if there's injuries. And we love you too, Mike. Love that you tune in, man. Love all you guys. Chrome, Don.
The whole damn roster's hurt at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Just give me. We can have the replacements. Joe Falco or what was his name in that movie? Damn it, Keanu Reeves. I can't remember. But the replacements movie. And I don't care what needs to happen because I need football. And we've made jokes like we'll play Madden if we have to. I'm not doing that. I want real football. And these guys got millions of dollars. So they can figure it out and get all the testing, make sure people aren't being jackasses, going out, partying, bringing it back. Yeah. Bubble, like we talked about, play the bubble thing, just like, basketball was. They're playing it smart. So let's just be smart. And God, this is the weirdest football. Obviously, it's the weirdest day of my year of my life ever. But when it comes to football, it's like, this sucks. I'm trying to be excited about something that I love every year. I care more about this than Christmas or my birthday or anything like that. It's like, this is Christmas. And I'm so scared because I don't know if it's actually going to happen. So yeah, Mike, I'd happily go out on a lake. I'll bring a little rowboat and go fishing with you, dude. Dude, I can't anymore, because if I deal with any more injuries in this last week, because think about this, guys, this is the last week of training camp. The last week.
Yeah, here we go.
We are literally game time, baby. Saturday at 4:00. We're down to 53 people. On Sunday at 1, we'll be signing practice squad players. We will know our roster, and then it will be game week. You will see us that Friday, and we will be talking about what's coming up against the Washington football team. Like that's coming in a couple weeks, guys. And that makes me very happy. Only 2 more Sundays that we have to go through without football. Yes. So something right could happen, but of course, a meteor will probably come. And
I still can't believe they don't have a name. And
what the what was that, dude? Like, come on, man.
Like we're changing team names now.
You've got millions of dollar guys
you
getting
can't
paid.
you can't get a domain. Like, okay, if you want if the name needs to be changed,
That was funny.
Changed. Like that is what it is. I don't care about that. I don't
pay the guy millions, whatever.
I'm an up and arm guy over that kind of stupid shit. Just change the name then. Who cares? They'll get something. You can't get nothing. You can't come in the window.
Yeah, we are the nobodies. What? I remember the statement. We have not come up with a name, but we will take a year to let you. I was like,
we are Jason Gums.
You are, yeah, exactly. You guys are the biggest laughing stock and have been ever since. I'm so grateful that you guys stayed, and it was the Cardinals that left. As much as I hate the Cardinals, I'm so glad that you guys stayed in this division and can just be laughed at more than, no matter what we go through, you guys always come through and make me feel better about what's going on. So big shout out to the Washington fan. And the colors, they're putting the numbers, they're just putting numbers instead of the other sticker. I mean, these guys are as creative as shit. I mean, I wish I had their job. I know what we could do. We'll just call ourselves the football team. Great idea, man. Walk my dog with a pistol. Yeah. Walk my dog with a pistol and shoot a bear. Yeah. And that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of world we're living in, man. And that's scary as shit, dude. Scary. Yeah. JJ, what a great man you are. Tom, how do you excuse 62? We're not excusing anything, dude, but we appreciate the little $2 there. Every dollar counts. Appreciate it, man.
Does count. What did he say? How do you all excuse 60 turnovers?
No one excused it.
Who? From the quarterback? From a young quarterback turning the football over? What are you talking about? Wait, I don't excuse nothing. You got to clean your act up. You understand that? But I also understand when you're a playmaker. Jay, you want to know nothing about this in Dallas. When you're a playmaker, okay, I expect you to have some turnovers at times, okay? I expect when you try to make a play, when you got a little Favre in you, a little gunslinger talk, always think every play can be a touchdown, guess what I expect? Some turnovers come with that, honey. Now, does he need to clean it up? Absolutely. I don't excuse nothing. You got to get better, okay? But that's not like the most egregious thing. I don't think he's turned it over 60 times, right? That's just how many times he fumbled and got it back, Jay. So, I mean, what's that, maybe 40? You know what I'm saying? So what's that real number anyway? Is it 60? If it's 60, it's fine. But either way, whatever it is, yeah, sure, it needs to be cleaned up. I don't think it's 60. It's got to be less
43,
than that.
something like that.
It's got to be
43.
Got to be like total loss turnovers. Got to be less than that. So get a clue. Now you're on agenda hunting. Donate another 5. Come back with a better comment, and we'll read that one off because that one was. Because I'm excusing what? I don't excuse Super Bowl rings. You know understand what I'm saying here? I don't excuse playoff appearances.
Yeah, no one made those excuses. You can't be putting words in our mouth, Jay. Not what we do to you.
How does Super Bowl tasted good?
Did.
Division titles taste good to me.
This century.
Playoff appearances taste delicious to me too. So I mean, I love my plate full of winning. So I mean, when you guys get back over the hump, then we can have these real conversations about excusing stuff. How do you excuse a football team that just can't get it done for how long, Jay? How do you excuse
losing against that Eagles team last year?
How do you excuse that?
You don't. That's how you don't. Jay, we understand. And like Tom said, big plays comes those kind of things. And he knows he needs to, work on those things. And I really think that.
Love you, Jay. Love you, Jay. Yo, yeah. Triggered is Jay. Hold on, Jay. Hold on. Triggered's the wrong word. If you think I come in here to be Mother Teresa, then you got the wrong guy. Okay, this isn't what this is about. This is sports. This is high energy. This is a good time. So when you make stupid comments that are wrong, then you get exposed a little bit, and then you come back down, and then you use the word triggered. There ain't no trigger, right? I asked you a question: how you excuse losing for so long? I'll be right here waiting for the answer. And you're going to tell me your response is going to be, how did you excuse the Eagles for losing for so long? Well, if you guys always want to play the game who won last, we can play that game.
Mm-hmm. Truth. I like to use the analogy. I'd rather walk in with my beautiful girlfriend than I would with 5 old ladies. So, you can talk about 1995 and we can talk about when I was a kid and, it was a different century. But like Tom said, I'm a kind of guy that, what are you doing for me now? So, hey, and I'll always bust your balls because, you're a Cowboys fan. But, hey, I try to give as much credit as I can. You guys did good. But, no, triggered is definitely the wrong word, man. We're always going to get that heat. You're always going to feel that heat. Even if I'm not even throwing heat at somebody, I feel it. I feel passionate just as much as Tom and it just as much as Jake. We all get a little heated sometimes, and that's how it is, man. We love our sports. And, clearly we know he has some issues when he fumbles the ball and things, but why don't you look at, the fact that he's thrown like 72 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in the red zone? That's a pretty phenomenal stat. So if you want to look at stats, that fit your agenda, you can look at that one. That fits my agenda. But he's got to work on a few things. Now, look at the fact that he's had a decimated offensive line, decimated running backs, decimated receivers throughout the last few years. You finally drafted him a running back. Let's hope he stays healthy. You got him receivers. Let's see what happens. But, he's done a lot with less. So, hey, you're going to find out what Carson Wentz is made of, man. And I really feel that people can keep talking as much trash as they possibly want. He's got some weapons now, and you're going to find out. Now, obviously, we're scared about the depth of the offensive line, but if they stay healthy, we got this, man. This line has started for the Philadelphia Eagles already. It started last year in the playoffs. I'm okay with it. I'm not going to lose my mind. In Pennsylvania, we trust. That's right, baby. We got Carson Wentz, right? And we've seen teams win with a lot less. We were just excited, and we had a team that really looked on paper really good. So, yeah, it sucks, but hey, at least it happened now before you got comfortable. Let's figure this out. And I saw the Steelers fan made a comment, the America's team. I always kills me, man. Like, what is the American bird, right? Yeah, it's an eagle. Where was the Declaration of Independence? Like, where do all these American things happen? Well, Philadelphia. So it's comical to me that they call them America's team. So I agree with you, Steelers fan. Can't excuse it being mediocre 25 years. Yeah. Dude, catch up. I don't see it like that, man. You guys had times, in years where teams were a lot more stacked than other teams. This NFL now, any given Sunday is how it goes. Every week is scary, man.
Do this. Now he's gonna make me do this again. There wasn't a cap. Jay.
Exactly, dude. It's stupid that people even.
Your owner did a great job, okay, of making money. Okay, it's simple as that. What's he done since?
Yep, exactly. So you look at that, man. They won back then in little chunks. Well, what have you been doing since then? Like Tom just said, and that's what I said to you. That's great. 1995, bro. I was 9 years old. Okay. Do you know how many things I've done? No, we're not going to talk. 25 years, bro. That's a lot. A lot of people watching this weren't alive. Jake, how old were you?
Let me see. I was 1.
See?
One.
Give me a break, bro. So I got to. And how old were you, Jay? Were you even a fan at the time? And if you were, do you remember it? Because I remember as an adult going to my father's grave. I remember sitting there with my aunt and Graham's grave right there too, just getting really emotional, getting real into it, calling all my family, all my friends, all that. I remember how much that meant. And then I remember that moment we won. Man, how that felt. I remember being at that Super Bowl parade, bringing my woman, my kid, how amazing that was. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Because I have that, and I love that, dude. So, I mean, if you want to play that game, we can play that game because I enjoyed every second of that. Why do I come to Philly every 4th of July on vacation? excuse this year, fucker. Yeah, well, hey, sometimes there's good times. I don't know where you're going, but hopefully next time we can figure something out for you, Parker. When was the cap implemented? Oh, my God, I can't even remember that. Until Dallas goes to another Super Bowl. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, I don't want to hear anything from the Cowboys either because every year this is our year.
It was like late 90s when the cap came in.
This is it.
Right? Like late 90s.
Was it 96? 96? I don't know. I can't remember, honestly. Yeah, but I agree with Steelers fan. I don't want to hear it. I don't care if this is your year, if you look like the best on paper. The Washington football team looks good on paper, okay? And we see what they do, right? And I don't mean this year they look good on paper. I'm saying they're a kind of team that looks good on paper a lot, right? I don't know. I'm 34. I don't know if these guys want to tell you. Well, Jake already did by telling me 25 years ago he's won.
Yeah, I'm 26.
Earlier, 37.
Yeah, exactly. So we've lived it, man. We've seen it. And we were kids. We were young adolescents and teens when the Cowboys last won the Super Bowl. So, sorry, dude. It doesn't really hold much with me because literally I was mad at 9, and my dad was mad. My dad hated him. He saw all those other Super Bowls. I didn't really remember much, you know? And then as I got older, I'm like, wait, why are these people still talking? Like, they're not winning? And the years keep going by. And it's like, oh, you're still holding on to that. Like you're still, that's like breaking up with a girl. And like you go around like 25 years later and you're still showing her picture. Like, dude, I dated this girl back in high school. Like, oh, cool, dude. Like, well, what are you doing now? Well, don't worry about now. 25 years ago, I was the man. Like, oh, cool. You cried like a baby. James, I can't. Oh, man. My uncle brought my dad's picture. That was there. Like, I had the emotion. Oh, 34 years waiting for that moment. I know everyone has a great story about that, man. That was just over. I get chill. And if I ever watch even a second of those highlights from that game, I just get knowing it's coming. Like, it just, that feeling, like I just got it right in my cheeks. That's chills times 1,000, dude. So yeah, it meant a lot more to us than just football. So a lot of these fans come on here and, they throw stuff at people and, they're not as passionate as we are. And I think that's why a lot of people hate Eagles fans because they have a thirst for that. And they don't understand why their teams can't be like that. And that's fine, man. We're just nut jobs in these parts. And we love our team, dude. And we've been through it all. So when people say stuff like, oh, how did you deal with going through? It's like, because we're diehards, dude. This team could go 0-16. And I will literally come on here the next day and tell you how much I love the Eagles. I'll tell you how pissed I am. I'll tell you who I'm pissed at. You're damn right. But I'll always, always love my team. Just like when the Sixers lost. I had my Sixers gear still. I don't care. I'll wear it in public. I want you to say something to me because then I'll have an opportunity to drop some knowledge. That's the kind of person. You know what I mean? How was your Super Bowl experience, Jake? Like, I know for me.
I'm not going to go into like too much detail, but it was like it was one of those things to where I had invites to go out to parties and stuff like that, but I just wanted to spend it with my mom and my dad. Obviously, me and my mom are close. Me and my dad aren't really necessarily close. Nothing bad or anything like that. We're just two completely different people. But it's just one of those things where I knew for a fact if we did win it and we ended up winning it, it was one of those moments where obviously me and my dad don't have many moments, but I wanted that to be like when he goes, heaven forbid, it's one of those moments that I can always look back on and say I shared that moment with him. So that was my big thing. And I get no, don't get me wrong, I cried like a baby. I cried like a baby. That was my big And people talk about it all the time too. Jimmy's like, oh, it was like a happy cry. I'm like, what is that? What is that? And then I get it.
I felt it.
I completely get it.
Yep. Never had that before, and that's what made it worth it. You can talk whatever you want, Jay, but that was 34 years I waited for that. So
I didn't
cry.
What was
that, Tom?
I didn't cry. In so many weird ways, it didn't feel real.
Yeah,
about it. Surreal for about a week. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, once I got to the parade, it sank in throughout it sank in that night. Obviously.
I know what you mean.
But once I got to the parade is when the emotion really would set in, and more of that excitement emotion. Like I didn't cry. Like I more had that feeling when the Phillies won in 08 because that was my first experience of winning and winning it all as a Philly sports team. So it's not like Eagles or bust for me. So I love all my teams, and that was my first experience, and I experienced that.
That was great.
I was at the game, so I got to go to both of them. So I got to go to splits, one with my mom and then one with my dad. And it was the first time I've ever seen my dad cry.
That's awesome.
After the Phillies won the game, the clincher in the World Series. So that was my breakdown. Is that fair? So now when the Eagles came up, it was more of my, oh my God, like the memes are gone. Nobody can talk shit. We did it, baby. You know what I mean? It was more like F you. We did it. And the way we did it just made it the emotion more of a shock.
For real.
Oh my God, did he make that play? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Great point though. I think it was almost like losing someone, not in the sense of like how like the emotion, but the shock. Like it was like, is this real? Like this isn't real. And my father was my everything, dude, and he taught me everything about sports. So losing him was tough, but being there at that grave, that was like oh man. Yeah. And like you just said, there was offers to go to parties, things like that. Now, sure, I was a little sick going through this, but I still thought about going to a couple friends. But my uncle called, and that was like my dad and him were best friends, and I was like, I want to be with you and the family, and it was, dude, I wouldn't have had it any other way. And tears didn't happen at first. I stood up, and then I like started shaking a little, and I dropped. And this is like my favorite picture because I dropped to my knees, and I was like shaking, and my cousin calls me, and not to get too much into it, but I saw him that morning at the grave because his mom's buried right next to my dad. Anyways, close cousin to mine. So we just thought it was a sign at like 6:30. We're like, what are we doing up at 6:30? Like, it's a Super Bowl. But he called me right afterwards because, whatever. But we just both started like crying, like, we did it. And that's what made me cry talking to him. And my cousin apparently took a picture of me because I've got my head over my head, and I'm just like on the ground, my hands and my knees. And his woman took a picture of him, and he's like doing the same exact thing. And somehow they both like figured out that they took these pictures, and they made us this picture into a frame. It's all the way over there. Damn it. But it's a great picture, man. It is. And he's wearing his Jaws jersey. I'm wearing my Carson. But one thing I don't mind, and it bums me out. It's like, man, my dad didn't get to see it. But he always said, he was like, well, Jim, I just hope you get to see one. Because when I was 10, my dad was born in 1950. He actually got to see a championship. So he's like, I don't know what these other people are talking about. I've actually seen our Eagles win a championship. So unless I was lost at the age of 10, okay. So I always loved that, man. And he always gave love to the Steelers, too, because his dad, the Steagles, back in World War II. So, I'm not one of those people that hates on the Steelers. I do hate when I have dumbass Steelers fans. Not you, Steeler fan. You've been cool. But I live around people that are ridiculous. And it's like, dude, I literally don't mind the Steelers at all. Like, shut up. Like, Eagles suck. And you're like, oh, my God, dude.
Yeah, one of my best friends is a Steelers fan, so.
Yeah, exactly. My best friend growing up was a Steelers fan, and that's my buddy who, on his birthday, get this, Steelers fan, his birthday was February 3rd, the year that the Steelers played the Seahawks. Man, what a party that was at his house. Holy shit. And they won it for, like, he was, like, crying. He's like, I was like, I hate you. Like, oh, man, that was good stuff, though, man. I was happy for him. I really was. And then, again, when they won again, and it should have been the Eagles and the Steelers, not the Cardinals.
Yeah, we're that tonight.
I hate you, Larry Fitzgerald. Anyway, Patriots fan, we saw that, man. It's terrible. Hey, Ralph, where are you, man? I'm dying out here. We had all of our chips. We're hoping the best for him. And he goes, this is why we talked about JP, Ralph. This is why. Son of a bitch, this isn't what we knew. This is what we wanted to happen. This is why. Mighty, you can throw Emilio Estevez all you want at me. I'm still heartbroken, and I know you are too. And this is rough. Son of a. Now we gotta wait an entire year of trash talking. That poor kid's gonna hear it left and right. And I'm sure I'll get my fair share too. But this is why we wanted JP. And hey, let's just. Who am I kidding? And I don't want to be negative Nancy, but it's like. Oh, didn't we say we were getting younger because we didn't want to deal with this?
Pretty much.
Trick 53, Jalen Hurts. Really just going to keep punching me in the face. My dog's begging me to go outside for a walk. I'm locked in, bottom of the Yeah, man. Well, at least you're watching it. I'm dependent on you to give it to me. You know, sometimes we got to sacrifice.
Well, we got a full count, bases loaded, Real Muto up.
Oh!
This game should have been over. Okay, by the way, this game should have been over.
The bullpen strikes again.
Bullpen strikes, but the game, we should have walked it off already. I mean, it's crazy.
What did I say when I jumped on? I said, I'm glad that we're about to do the show because it's 4-1. As I was talking, it turned 4-2. And I said, I'm going to pretend they won because we'll probably give it up. I'm sick of it, dude. It's like the Eagles' injuries. It's like, I don't want to be right, dude, but I'm getting tired of it. And the bullpen, that's something you're a lot more educated with than I, baseball, Tom. But any person with a little knowledge knows that the Phillies, bro, come on. What are you doing? Not adding. I can't with.
And this is another thing too, to where it just kills you not having fans there. Could you imagine how electric that stadium would be right now?
Not good. Put your masks on, assholes. I mean, it's been almost a year now. I mean, if you still think it's fake, it's kind of ridiculous at this point. Please, for the love of God, I just want sports, and it's about to be 8-4. What's happening here for the 90s Cowboys and football team, the 2000s for the Giants? Yeah, and the Giants, we had to deal with that too. I drip. That's right. A little drip right there. A little truth, a little knowledge. I'll be honest. And didn't the Cowboys bring in a little drip? The Dolphins coach, or what does it want to? Somebody brought him in.
He's sniffing it up.
Yeah, he's somewhere about that. But either way, yeah, we dealt with the Giants. That was the weirdest Super Bowl ever, watching Eli versus Tom. I was like, man, I don't know who I hate more. Obviously, I hate the Giants almost as much as I hate the Cowboys. But Tom Brady's such a piece of shit that I really, at the end of it, I was like, I'm not even mad the Giants won. And that was weird to say. I was like, ew, now I'm never going to hear the end of it. But the only thing that made it okay was the fact that Tom Brady is a bitch. But what I really needed was what happened in 2017. I mean, I literally would have went to my grave pissed off that Tom Brady beat us and we never got. The fact that we got to play them, beat them with a backup. The fact that I get to tease Patriots fans all the time and say, no, your greatest of all time coach and quarterback lost to a second-year head coach that wasn't supposed to amount to shit and the backup quarterback that wasn't supposed to amount to shit with major injuries across the line, the running backs, special teams, defense, everything. So what's your excuse? Because you got none. You lost. And it's like Tom said, it's a movie. We're going to hopefully get asked to be in that movie, 20 years from now when they're going back and making the Nick Foles story or whatever movie it is, and you're going to say the fans, like, you remember these days? You're goddamn right. I remember them. Cowboys fans, I'm not sure if you guys can say the same. The Cowboys fans where I live, I don't live anywhere near Dallas. I live in Pennsylvania, so it's very odd to me. But, I always ask, how many parades or, what games did you go to then? And I'm not saying you have to go to a game to be a fan because, I don't have money. Like, I'm lucky to get to go to game stuff. And, it's hard to travel. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying before you start talking your smack, let's just remember which three people are sitting here with fond memories of their Super Bowl wins. That's all I'm saying, man. And if you're going to bring it up, be ready for it. Tom Brady hates the NFC East. His fathers come from the NFC East. And I love all those memes of them walking him. 11th inning. Oh, looks like I'll be able to watch the end of this one. Yay. My God, the last week when I had to leave, oh my God, I got back just in time to see the end of it's just like, okay, the Phillies lost. And then the Flyers pulled it off. So that was nice to see the ending. But oh my God. But think about this, guys. This Sunday and then next Friday, we'll be talking about the fact that it'll be the last Sunday, that upcoming one, that we'll have to deal without football.
Yep.
So get a little tingling in your heart and your soul right now. Feel it in your loins and your plums. Get excited because NFL football is coming back.
Love a little plum talk.
Little plump talk, baby. A little bit on the side if you need. And, you don't have to slap it all on yet. Some of us are getting a little excited like myself, but I need it in life. So I'm going to get ready for it. So we're coming up on the end of the show, though, guys. I can't thank you enough for another Friday edition. I'm going to give these two gentlemen a chance for some final thoughts here, but thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And Jake, if you got any final thoughts, let's hear them, my brother.
Here, Earl Thomas. I sound like Earl Thomas right there. I'll come after you, Jake. Don't worry.
We do everything for our brothers around here.
My bad. Go ahead.
No, you're good. It's just Now, again, I hope the Phillies can pull this out. But again, who knows? But I'm excited for football. We get some sort of quote-unquote normalcy back once football starts. And, again, it's not going to be a nice product to watch because it's gonna be like preseason, right? You're going to have a lot of sloppy football. You don't have the preseason practices and scrimmages and stuff like that. So, but again, it's football. So I'm going to be happy regardless. I'm excited. So
take it as we can get it. James,
exactly.
Put that evil on me. Appreciate that, iDrip. Tom, final thoughts, my brother?
Yeah.
You coming after?
Yeah, I mean, no. I mean, listen, like Jake, hopefully Phils can pull this off. They probably won't. Upset about our offensive line. Really, really praying that these guys can stay healthy. I don't really care about sloppy football right now. I don't care about sloppy sports right now. I just want sports.
It's going to happen.
Yep.
Whatever way they can find a way to bring it to us. That's all I want. That'd be in 21, right? So there's always a chance of that, right? I mean,
exactly.
iDrip. I mean, sorry. I'll be popping the jokes.
I was just gonna say, if you guys didn't get that, the coming after,
yeah. I mean, he said it like the brotherly love jokes are popping up though. They would be popping up big time. Maybe, but I'm so excited for Eagles football. I'm excited for the Flyers here tomorrow night, and I even though the Phillies drive me crazy, I'm just happy I have baseball and sports to watch at times, and respect, nothing but respect for the players and everything they're trying to do. And I'll leave my thoughts with that, and love all you guys. Be safe out there, and go ahead, Jimmy. Give your go Birds, baby.
Thank you too so much for coming on tonight. Always love having you on when you're free. Jake, obviously, is my new co-host. Love having you every Friday, my brother.
Sure.
So you guys stay safe, stay sane. If you guys need anything, we're always here. We love busting balls, but we are here for you. These are tough times. We're all going through things. So feel free to reach out. We're always here. We love our sports. So, I mean, if you love sports, you fit right in. Much love to you, James, Ryan, everybody that tuned in. Seriously, can't thank you enough. Trying to provide you guys with as much as we possibly can. So thank you guys. Everybody have a safe weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Try to stay sane out here, guys. And as always, go Birds!